Hi guys, today I wanted to talk to you about a topic that comes up frequently with my patients, and that is the topic of whether the use of deodorants or antiperspirants is tied to increased risk of breast cancer. So this comes up very frequently because naturally this is something that we use on a day-to-day basis, on a regular basis, and there are some compounds that are found inside of the deodorants that have been questioned on whether are they toxic and could they be causing breast cancer? So the first thing I wanted to say is that to date, there's no study in the literature that says yes, people who use deodorant, antiperspirants are at higher risk for breast cancer. So let's first state that. The next thing I wanted to say is that most breast cancers are diagnosed or found in the upper outer quadrant of the breast, upper outer quadrant adjacent to the axilla or the armpit. And it is thought that the reason for that is because that is the location where there is the greatest amount of breast tissue. But another thought is it possible that the regular use of deodorants or antiperspirants, over time, you're applying them to the armpit region, which is adjacent to the breast tissue and the lymph nodes, as you well know. Is it possible that over time, that application is causing healthy breast cells to turn into breast cancer cells due to the toxins that are found in the deodorant? So I wanted to break down for you the two substances that are found in deodorants that are of question here. And the first one is parabens. Parabens are preservatives. They are added to deodorants to help prevent the growth of things like fungus, things like bacteria on the deodorant. So what happens is that parabens, they're topically applied, obviously, as in the form of the deodorant, but then they are absorbed through the skin. And once they're absorbed, they can function as estrogens. And over time, higher exposure to estrogen can lead to increased risk of breast cancer. In addition, they have found in some breast tumor cells, they have found parabens in some of these breast cancer cells. And also in some in vitro studies, they have found that parabens can cause the proliferation or the growth of estrogen-sensitive breast cancer cells. So I want you to tuck that information away for a moment. Let's move on to aluminum. Aluminum is another compound I wanted to highlight, which is found in a lot of deodorants. And the reason that aluminum is used is because it helps to prevent wetness, and it does that by blocking the sweat ducts. It also helps to fight bad odors, so hence keeping you smelling nice and fresh. And the thought is that aluminum can mimic or function as estrogen and put you at an elevated risk for breast cancer over time. So that being said, as I stated earlier, there is no study that says that there is a direct correlation between deodorant use and breast cancer development. But what I tell my patients, and what I want to tell you is, knowing this information about parabens and aluminum, and knowing that there are products on the market that don't contain these substances, and still work, why would you use the ones that do contain these substances? Because it's possible that down the road, some studies will be done that will demonstrate that yes, indeed, there is, an elevated risk of breast cancer in people who are using deodorants that contain parabens and aluminums. Maybe the study hasn't come out yet. So what I recommend to my patients is find a product on the market that works for you, and I'll give you my own personal favorite. It's right here. It's Arm & Hammer Essentials with natural deodorizers. It's free of aluminum, parabens, and phthalates. I've been using this since I was a teenager, and I will tell you that I have had amazing experience with it. It works phenomenally. I'm somebody who works during the day and then I work out. I apply this once in the morning. I don't reapply typically. And I don't have any problems with sweating profusely. I think that, I think I smell wonderful and fresh, and this deodorant has been working and doing its job. And all of my patients and all of my friends and family who I recommend this to come back and they're like, oh my God, thank you so much for telling me about this, because this has literally changed my life. And you know what? The best part about all this is that you will have peace of mind knowing that you're using a toxin-free product on your body and in a very sensitive region of your body. And I think that that is totally priceless. So I hope that you found this video helpful, and I'm looking forward to sharing more with you. Take care.